Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I always appreciate the time that you and I get to spend together, so thanks for tuning in. And I hope wherever you are, that you're happy, healthy, and staying safe. On today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and giving you my thoughts on a compression top and bottom from Sumarpo. Now, before I get into it too far, I do want to get a disclosure out of the way. The Sumarpo compression top and the compression tights were sent to me for the purpose of review. However, no one's paying me to make the video, no one's telling me what to say, and no one has an opportunity to preview my thoughts before I share them with you first here on YouTube. Now, in terms of the format of this video, I'm going to first talk about some of the features of both the top and the bottoms. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about how I've been using it and their effectiveness or performance, as well as durability or overall quality. And then in the second half of the video, you can check out my first impressions as I unbox the gear when I received it. And in order to save you a little bit of time, I've created chapters so that you can skip around to the different parts of the video that are of most interest to you. Let's start with the cost first. Now the compression top. That retails for $86.95, and that's US dollars. The compression tights, they cost $89.95, and again, US dollars. Now, if at any point in time during this video you want to learn a little bit more about these, or maybe pick up a pair for yourself, I'll put a link in the description below that'll take you right to them on Amazon's website, along with a discount code that'll save you 20%. So let's talk about some of the common features of the compression top as well as the compression tights. Now, both the top and the tights are made with a stretch knit fabric that gives you graduated compression, and both have panels that help to support your muscles when you're out working hard. And those panels on the top would include around your biceps, your triceps, your forearm, your pecs, as well as your core. And then on the compression tights, you have panels around all of those major muscle groups as well, including your glutes, your quads, your calves. And by holding your major muscle groups in place, both with the compression top as well as the tights, you're reducing any kind of risk of injury to all of the soft tissues that you have. So your tendons, your ligaments, as well as those major muscle groups. Both the top and bottom are highly breathable. The top does feature a mesh panel in the back that makes them just that much more breathable, and both are very quick to dry. So let's take a look at some of the features of the tights, starting with the waistband. And you can see that the waistband isn't super wide, and I like that. I found it to be really comfortable. I haven't had any comfort issues at all with either the top or the bottom, but I think they got the waistband just about perfect for me. They've got a pretty good amount of stretch there, so you could rely on just the waistband alone if you wanted to, but I wouldn't necessarily advise that. I would use the drawstrings that they give you to use as well. And the reason I say that is because I train for marathons. I'm an endurance runner, and when I'm out on those long runs especially, I'm taking a lot of extra stuff with me that I might not necessarily have to have when I'm out on a shorter workout. Things like my gels, and because I do a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of reviews, whether it be of gear like this one, or shoes, or what have you, or training videos, I oftentimes have an action camera with me. And when I'm not filming, I like to have a place to be able to store that away. And the pockets in this work out perfect for that as well, but it can weigh it down. So having the drawstring to make sure that they don't start to slide down my waist is perfect. So I absolutely love that. So speaking of that extra pocket, they do have a pocket that's located kind of on the side of the compression tights that's big enough for me to be able to hold all of the gels or bars that I might want to take with me when I'm out on the run. Or like I said, if I wanted to just carry an action camera in that pocket, I could do that as well, as long as you don't have a selfie stick on it. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but that's a good place to be able to carry something like that. And then it also has a rear zipper pocket. Now this is where, if you wanted to carry, something that you needed to make sure was secure. So it's big enough for a cell phone, and it does have a place or a pass through here for a set of headphones. So if you're using an MP3 player, or you have it directly attached, you have your earbuds directly attached to your phone, you have a place for that. I honestly don't think that that's necessary anymore, because pretty much everything is Bluetooth now. So I don't know that you need that pass-through, but it's there in case you like to use that. And not everyone does like to use Bluetooth, so it's just an added feature that it's nice to have. Not sure that it's necessary though. And that zipper pocket is another place that you might be able to keep some of the other things, like maybe a key fob or maybe a piece of identification that you might need. So again, good place to be able to keep the things that you want to make sure are kept secure. Now, in terms of performance, the compression top as well as the tights are performing really well for me. I enjoy wearing them for all kinds of activities, so I think that these are highly versatile. I use them to warm up with, out on the run, to cool down, as well as doing some cross training, and on days like today where I'm simply just trying to recover from those harder workouts that I've had earlier on in the week. And it's like a second skin. Now, that's one of the things I do want to make note of, is that getting the compression gear on and off can be a bit of a trick, especially the top, because it is pretty form-fitting. But I think the amount of compression is spot on for me. I have other compression gear that I wouldn't want to take out on a run, for example, because they're just too much. It's just too much for me. But this compression, the amount of compression that they have, the graduated compression, works really well for me. I enjoyed wearing it when I was out on the run. It just made my legs feel a little bit fresher. They didn't feel tired at all when I finished with that workout. So I'm really enjoying and I'm impressed with the overall performance of the Sumarpo compression top as well as the compression tights. So what other sports besides running do I think that this might be good for? Well, if you follow me on Strava, you know that before I go out for any run activity, the first thing I do in the morning when I'm warming up is a little bit of yoga. I usually do about an hour's worth of yoga session, so I think that works great for that. But some of the other sports that I thought of right off the bat, because it is so quick to dry, highly breathable, sports where you might be wearing pads, like football, so underneath your football gear, or hockey. My son was a huge hockey player when he was younger, and all those hockey players wore compression gear underneath their breezers and their shoulder pads, so I think this would be perfect for hockey players. But baseball players, basketball players, just working out at the gym, so a highly versatile set of compression gear that I think is right for a lot of athletes. So overall, I do think these are worth the money that they're asking for them. Don't forget, use the link in the description below. It'll take you right to them on Amazon's website, along with that discount code that'll save you 20%. It's not an affiliate link. It's just a matter of convenience for you. Now, as promised, you can check out my first impression and my unboxing of both the compression top as well as the tights. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Really glad you're here and you found us on YouTube. I always appreciate the time that you and I get to spend together, so thanks for tuning in, and I hope wherever you are, that you're happy, healthy, and staying safe. On today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing some compression gear by a company called Sumarpo. Now, if you're into Ironman competitions or you're a triathlete, I'm betting that you already have heard of this company, Sumarpo, because they're big into wetsuits, but did you know that they make compression gear as well? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at today. So I'm going to go through and just unbox what they've sent to me. Now, just out of full disclosure, the Sumarpo compression top as well as bottom were sent to me for the purpose of review. However, they're not paying me to make the video. They're certainly not telling me what to say, and no one from Sumarpo has an opportunity to preview my thoughts before I share them with you first here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and open these up and take a look and see what they've sent. I'm going to start with the compression top. I love the way that these are packaged. It's really easy to get into them. You don't have any plastic bags you have to try to rip open. You know, these boxes are so nice. I might keep them and use them for other purposes. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the, again, the compression top. And here we go. Let's pull it out of the, oh boy, it's really nice, nicely packaged, nicely done. All right, let's get that out of the way. Oh, I like the colorways. I think these look pretty sharp. My first impression is a really positive one. I like the way that they look. I like the feel of the material that they used. You know, the collar seems like it's pretty well put together. You know, sometimes that can be an issue with chafing. I don't foresee that happening here. It looks like they're using a pretty, tight-knit, flat type of stitching, you know, around the collar and all of the different seams. So that's always a good sign. It does appear as though they've got some type of muscle containment system because they have the way that they have the stitching around. I always like that. Just a way to help hold all those muscles in place, especially when you're out doing hard workouts. does have their logo here printed on the back. Looks like they've got some extra material. I'm going to try to hold this up so you can see how they have this kind of V shape here in the back as well. Again, I think that's going to serve to help just hold everything tight and into place. So this is the compression top. I'm excited to put this on and give it a try. So let's take a look at the bottoms and see how those look. And again, the same packaging. They just pull right out of here. I like the way that they've done that. All right, so let's take a look at the bottoms. And get these unfolded. Oh, right away, see one of the features that I really like, and that's they've got a zipper pocket here in the back. Oftentimes when I'm out running, I like to take my cell phone with me, especially if I'm out at maybe my local state park, somewhere like that where it might be a more remote area. I do like to be able to carry my cell phone, and it does look as though they've got a nice pocket in order to be able to do that. Oh, and they've got a nice, and it might be hard to see right here, but I'll take some close-up pictures of this later, but you got a place where you can maybe run some headphone jacks or some headphones through to connect to maybe an MP3 player, or if you're using your cell phone. I know a lot of those are Bluetooth now, but still, it's nice to have that, because that's not always, and Bluetooth isn't always an option. It may not be the best option for you. So I like that. I like that piece. I like the look of the waistband, and a great feature. I always appreciate it when they include ties, because I feel like you just get a more custom fit if you're able to tie at your waist as well and not just rely on a stretch waistband. So that's personal preference. I've mentioned that in other videos and other types of gear that I've reviewed, but I always appreciate the opportunity to be able to tie at the waist as well. They've got some grip material here on the legs, and I am going to go out on a limb and just say that that probably is going to serve some purpose as well to help keep your quads in place so they're not jostling around so much. It's really important to help reduce any kind of risk of injury and to help with that recovery process. And again, they've got that same type of stitching on the leggings as they do on the top. And I'm going to just take a quick spin around the waistband here, see if there's any other feature. Oh, there is another feature. So they've got a pocket on the inside as well. So that might be a nice place to keep, maybe a key fob for your car, or something that you might want to have maybe quicker or easier access to than maybe the zipper pocket. But I could see lots of different things. Maybe if you're out on a race and you're away from home and you need a place to be able to keep something like your hotel key, something along those lines, maybe that might be a good place. Or you could stuff some nutrition in there too. You know, that might be a good place to be able to carry some gels or maybe some other snacks that you might want to have with you when you're out doing the things that you enjoy doing. Okay, so the next for me is going to be putting this gear on and run it through its paces. I love to run. If you're a current subscriber, you know that I do a lot of training videos, and oftentimes when I'm in those training videos and I'm out running the different workouts, whether it's doing some speed work or long runs or what have you, oftentimes, and you don't necessarily see this on camera, I'm wearing compression gear under the clothes that I have. And that's for the reasons that I've already mentioned, and improve circulation, help hold all my muscles in place so I can reduce the risk of injury. And quite frankly, it just feels good. That constant compression on my legs and arms and chest and all that kind of good stuff just seems to help keep the blood flowing, help to keep me safe and feeling good out on the run. So, all right, next up, let's put this on and give it a go. So I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and my first impression of the Sumarpo compression top and tights. That is it for today's video. Hey, thanks for making it to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim.